and I look at you, and it will appear as though I'm talking, so they... John, why do you believe that the death penalty for murder should be permanently abolished in Britain?
Well, I believe thou shalt not kill, basically, and I don't think it solves any problems by killing the person, the murderer. You know, I think all so-called criminals are our responsibility and a product of society, and I don't even like locking people up, you know. But killing, I'm against killing, you know. I don't think it solves any problem. If a country like Belgium has not had, I believe, not had any state deaths since 18-something, you know, and they don't seem to be going berserk over there, and there's no more rape and murder in Belgium than anywhere else. So why can't we be that civilized? That's all. I think it's the 20th century. If they're going to have hanging, make it public, you know. Let's not pretend about it. Let's have it in the square, you know, or not have it at all.
Well, you seem to be out of step with the English people a little bit, because...
Well, it depends whose paper you're reading.
Well, there was a poll that said 84% of the British people would like to see hanging restored.
Yeah, well, when you say that to Nixon, he says, well, the silent majority is with me, so we claim the silent majority, right? And I bet you, if it got down to a vote, it might go the other way. Of course, the Tories are going to try and get in on hanging, you know, and you can easily whip up a crowd for hanging, you know. And the way the socialists are trying to push it through so fast now, it might upset people that haven't even made up their mind yet, because they're trying to push it through very fast to get rid of hanging forever. But when it really gets down to percents, I mean, we know those Gallup polls change from day to day, etc., and that was just one Tory Gallup poll that said 84% of Britain wants hanging. Well, let's prove it, you know.
You have behind you a sign that says, Britain murdered Hanratty. Now, I know who Hanratty is, but
yes.
Why, you know, you're a very busy man. You spend a lot of time doing a lot of things. It took me 2.5 hours waiting here for you to get here.
I'm sorry about that.
Well, I'm not asking for an apology, not at all, but why do you, with so many demands on your time, devote so much of it to this? Why do you care about it?
Because I care about people, and in a selfish way, I care about John and Yoko. I wouldn't like us to be killed in a war, Britain's war, anybody else's war, or in violence. I wouldn't like for either of us to be hurt or hung if we went insane and killed somebody. Or so if somebody killed Yoko, I wouldn't like to hang the guy. I might think it for a second, but in reality I wouldn't want it to happen, and vice versa. And the hanging thing is something that I've been thinking about a lot, because it's so much in the news in Britain. I didn't have a platform, and then from nowhere, Mr. and Mrs. Hanratty, the parents of the boy that they think was not guilty. Now, I'm not sure, but I say either way, if there's a shadow of a doubt about the boy, there should be a public inquiry. That's all we're asking for, and this was a platform to say something about hanging, because the youth gets the vote this time, but so far they're not registering. And I'd really like to ask them to register if it's going to be a vote on hanging, because I haven't voted once. I'm 29, so that's 9 votes I've missed, 8 votes. But if there's a real issue, I think voting is the only way.
Do you think most of the English people really would just as soon have it abolished, the death penalty abolished altogether?
I think most people would. Long-winded articles in the Times and the Mirror, and but people haven't got time to read that and assimilate all that. They want some kind of, you know, some simplified version. It's to kill or not to kill, you know, regardless of the fact. But of course
But I guess you don't want her to move her lips, do you? No, that's fine. About another 5 seconds of that.